The house stood alone, hidden deep within a forest of whispering pines. A shroud of mist clung to its rotting timbers. Windows like vacant eyes stared out blindly. Built in the late 1800s, Blackwood Manor was once home to the wealthy Blackwood family. Their laughter, once echoing through its halls, was silenced by tragedy. Now, only silence and shadows remained. Locals spoke of the house in hushed tones. A place of sorrow, they called it. A place where the veil between worlds thinned. Some claimed to see lights flickering in the dead of night, hear music drifting from the darkened rooms. Few dared to venture near Blackwood Manor. Those who did spoke of a coldness that seeped into their bones, a feeling of being watched, of unseen eyes following their every move. The house, it seemed, held its secrets close, buried beneath layers of dust and decay. But secrets, like whispers on the wind, have a way of finding their way out. The wind carried whispers to the town, whispers that spoke of secrets long buried and tales best forgotten. These whispers told tales of Blackwood Manor and its troubled past, a past shrouded in mystery and darkness. Each story, passed down through generations, added a new layer of darkness to the house's grim history. The manor, once a symbol of wealth and power, became a monument to sorrow and despair. One tale spoke of the Blackwood patriarch, a cruel man driven to madness by greed. His insatiable desire for wealth consumed him, turning him into a shadow of his former self. He was said to have hoarded his wealth within the manor's walls, his heart growing colder with each passing year. The gold he amassed brought him no joy, only a deeper sense of isolation. Then there was the story of his wife, a woman of renowned beauty and grace. She was the light of the manor, her presence a stark contrast to her husband's darkness. She was found dead in her bed one cold winter morning, her face frozen in a mask of terror. The sight of her lifeless body haunted those who saw it. Some whispered of poison, others of a broken heart. The true cause of her death remained a mystery, adding to the manor's eerie reputation. But the most disturbing tale centered around the Blackwood children. Two young boys full of life and laughter, who vanished without a trace, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. Their disappearance, a wound that never healed, left an emptiness in the house that resonated to this day. The laughter that once filled the halls was replaced by an eerie silence. The manor's walls seemed to echo with the sorrow of those who had lived there, their stories etched into the very fabric of the building. The whispers persisted, weaving a tapestry of fear and intrigue around Blackwood Manor. Each whisper seemed to carry a piece of the manor's soul, a reminder of its haunted past. Each story served as a warning. Some places are best left undisturbed. Blackwood Manor stood as a testament to this truth, its walls holding secrets that were never meant to be uncovered. Sarah, a young historian drawn to the manor's mysteries, discovered a dusty attic room. Sunbeams, piercing through cracks in the boarded-up windows, illuminated a single object, a large, ornate portrait. The Blackwood family stared back at her, their eyes seeming to follow her every move. The patriarch, his face etched with an almost predatory hunger. His wife, her beauty marred by a haunting sadness in her eyes. And the two boys, their smiles strained, as if hiding a terrible secret. As Sarah studied the portrait, she felt a chill crawl down her spine. The air grew heavy, making it difficult to breathe. The painted eyes seemed to bore into her soul, whispering long-forgotten truths. A sudden gust of wind slammed the attic door shut, plunging the room into darkness. Sarah spun around, her heart pounding in her chest. She was alone, yet she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched, judged by the silent figures in the portrait. Nightfall descended, shrouding Blackwood Manor in an oppressive darkness. Sarah, unable to shake off the unsettling feeling, decided to leave. But as she walked down the creaking staircase, she heard it. A child's laughter, faint and high-pitched, echoing through the empty hall. She stopped, listening intently. The laughter came again, closer this time, followed by the soft patter of tiny feet. Sarah felt a shiver run down her spine. She was alone, she reminded herself. And yet, the sound was unmistakable. Suddenly the laughter was cut short, replaced by a blood-curdling scream. A woman's scream, filled with terror and despair. The sound seemed to reverberate through the very walls of the house, sending chills down Sarah's spine. Frozen in place, Sarah listened as silence descended once more. The laughter, the scream, both vanished as quickly as they had come, leaving behind an eerie stillness that was somehow more unsettling than the sounds themselves. Section 5. The Diary. Deep in the bowels of the manor, Sarah discovered a hidden compartment behind a bookshelf. The air was thick with dust and the wood creaked under her touch, as if the house itself was whispering secrets long forgotten. Inside lay a leather-bound diary, its pages brittle with age. The cover was worn, and the leather cracked, hinting at the countless hands that had held it over the years. The spidery handwriting, penned in faded ink, told the story of Elizabeth Blackwood, the wife of the manor's original owner. Each word seemed to echo with the weight of her sorrow and despair. Elizabeth wrote of her husband's growing obsession with wealth and power, his descent into madness. His eyes, once filled with love, now burned with an insatiable hunger for more. She described strange rituals he performed in the dead of night, chanting in an unknown language. The flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows, making the room feel alive with unseen presences. Her words dripped with fear, hinting at a darkness that had consumed her husband, a darkness that threatened to engulf them all. The very walls seemed to close in, suffocating her with dread. One entry, dated just weeks before her untimely death, sent a chill down Sarah's spine. The ink was smudged, as if Elizabeth's hand had trembled while writing. Elizabeth wrote of a pact her husband had made, a bargain with an entity of immense power. The details were vague, but the implications were terrifying. The price of his desires, the souls of their children. The thought of such a sacrifice was unimaginable, yet Elizabeth's words left no room for doubt. The diary ended abruptly after that entry, leaving Sarah with more questions than answers. The final pages were torn, as if someone had tried to erase the truth. Was Elizabeth's death truly an accident, or was it a sacrifice to appease a malevolent force? The mystery deepened with every word Sarah read, and what became of the Blackwood children? Their fate remained shrouded in darkness, a haunting question that lingered in the air. Section 6. The Ritual. Guided by Elizabeth's diary, Sarah discovered a hidden chamber beneath the manor. A chilling sight awaited her. A stone altar, stained with what appeared to be dried blood, stood in the center of the room. Strange symbols etched into the floor pulsed with an eerie, faint light. The air grew thick with the scent of decay and something else, something ancient and unholy. Sarah felt a presence in the room, watching her, judging her. The diary had spoken of this place, the site of the Blackwood patriarch's dark rituals. As Sarah reached out to touch one of the glowing symbols, a wave of dizziness washed over her. Visions flashed before her eyes, hooded figures chanting in unison, a blinding light, and the terrified screams of children echoing through the darkness. Section 7. The Trespasser. The town drunk, a weathered man named Old Man Withers, claimed to have seen the Blackwood children. He was often found in the dimly lit corners of the local bar, his eyes haunted by memories that no one else could see. He told anyone who would listen that their ghosts still roamed the halls of the manor, their laughter echoing through the empty rooms. The tales he spun were filled with eerie details, like the sound of tiny footsteps and the faint scent of lavender that lingered in the air. Most dismissed his ramblings as the delusions of a troubled mind. They laughed it off, attributing his stories to the effects of too much alcohol and a lonely life. But Sarah, haunted by the diary's revelations and her own experiences within the manor, couldn't help but wonder if there was some truth to his words. The diary spoke of strange occurrences and unexplainable events that mirrored Withers' tales. One stormy night, driven by a mixture of fear and morbid curiosity, Sarah returned to the manor. The rain pounded against her as she made her way through the overgrown path, each step echoing her growing dread. As she approached the front steps, she noticed a figure standing in the window of the attic room. The figure was still, almost as if it were waiting for her. A small figure, silhouetted against the flickering candlelight. It seemed to beckon her, drawing her closer with an inexplicable pull. For a moment Sarah thought it was a child, perhaps a trespasser who had stumbled upon the abandoned house. Her heart raced as she considered the possibility of someone else being there. But as she got closer, she realized with a jolt of terror that the figure was too small, too thin to be human. It was something else entirely, something not of this world. And then, it turned, its eyes glowing an unnatural green in the darkness. The sight sent a chill down her spine, confirming her deepest fears. Section 8. The Seance. Determined to uncover the truth, Sarah sought the help of a local medium, a woman named Madame Evangeline. Known for her ability to communicate with the dead, Madame Evangeline agreed to conduct a séance within the manor's walls. Under a moonless sky, they gathered in the parlor, the air thick with anticipation and dread. Madame Evangeline, her voice a low hum, called out to the spirits dwelling within the manor, urging them to make their presence known. The room grew cold, and the flickering candle flames danced wildly. A low groan echoed from the walls, followed by the distinct sound of children's laughter, echoing through the empty house. Suddenly the air crackled with energy. A cold wind swept through the room, extinguishing the candles and plunging them into darkness. Screams erupted from the darkness, followed by the sound of furniture overturning and glass shattering. Section 9. The Vanishing. When the chaos subsided and Sarah managed to relight a candle, she found herself alone. Madame Evangeline was gone, vanished without a trace. Panic surged through Sarah. Had Madame Evangeline escaped during the commotion, or had the spirits that haunted Blackwood Manor claimed another victim? As Sarah stumbled out of the house and into the night, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. The laughter of children seemed to follow her, echoing through the trees, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lay hidden within the walls of Blackwood Manor. The mysteries of Blackwood Manor remained unsolved, the questions unanswered. The curse, if it was a curse, continued to hold the house and its secrets in its grip, a chilling reminder that some doors are best left unopened, some secrets best left buried.